performance, you know, getting on the bus, getting off the bus. So it's just that idea that who's watching who outside, and that those little scenarios are performances. So I thought take it at a really simple level and say, well, how do we interact in public? So simple things like you meet someone, you greet, you shake hands, or you hug, or you have a conversation, or you simply just walk down the street. So I thought I would take those little elements of simple things you do on a day-to-day basis in public and turn them into little mini explorations. And so the first few weeks will probably just be lots of exploring those ideas and then see what comes out of them and sort of take it from there and see how they can be adapted. And the idea was possibly to work, probably have the same range of movements, but in the different sites, depending on the shapes and stuff, adapt the movement to sort of fit the space. So it wouldn't necessarily be like a set in stone performance, start to finish. Each place it might be slightly adapted for. As Lauren said, that it's been years since I've been in Park Centre, it's a U-shape, so perhaps when we do it in Park Centre it would travel more. Yeah. So it will be quite, we think, loose. You're going to circle the shoulder. I've been out here so many times this week. We're going to switch to the other shoulder. Everybody seemed to respond well, which was good. For me, as a criticism of myself, or where I could improve anyway, I think I need to quicken up the pace and get through sort of the exercises and spend more time on the choreography. I think I was very much coming from, I'd been dancing all day at a very high pace, and I didn't want to just suddenly arrive and do too much pace with people who hadn't danced all day, so I thought I need to slow it right down, but I think I went too slow. So I just need to quicken that up and get through exercises. Didn't want to make the first sort of warm-up exercise too difficult either, because I didn't want to spend too much time explaining and sort of demonstrating. Just wanted to be able people to pick them up and get through them, so just to get warm. I would have liked to get through a bit more choreography elements of it, but aim for next week will be to get through those quicker and develop some of the develop that, but I was aware that that was the sort of section I thought we could do it as like sort of really tight-knit unison type of approach rather than, and then some of the other sections I thought more improv-y, sort of loose-based stuff. However, when I was watching everybody, I thought it could take a long time to get that very specifically unison, and sort of have to make decisions as to whether that can be done in 6 weeks and do everything else. You know, I don't want to spend too long worrying about that either, so I think it's just over the next few weeks making a few decisions as to what is worth spending time on and what can just be left to say, you know what, there's not enough time to really get that right, or we need to go down another road, or less sort of perfect walk-in time, this sort of thing. But I'll have another play with it and see how it looks. So I want to think about how it sounds, but it doesn't have to be, it can be a bit random, it doesn't have to be Katie, it could be something random, like Titi.
Okay.
You can play with your name a little bit, it doesn't have to be a straightforward name, so everybody will use their own name. So Linda doesn't have to be Linda, it doesn't have to be two syllables, it could be la 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 Linda. You don't have to tell me what's in your head. No, it doesn't. Or it could be Linda. Some sounds, but I would like to also add sounds. This will make sense in a minute. So if I was doing Helen, I might decide to do like Helen. Okay, so I did a long sweep along the floor with my foot, Katie, so it was like this isn't a positive or negative, it was just an observation that the little name sequence I was working on, and the ideas that I had behind that was to do with making sounds in association with the name on the body, and I'd had Katie in mind in particular, but the only person when they were creating it who didn't actually use sounds was Katie. And maybe I just didn't explain it well enough. I'll redo it next week. It was only afterwards I realised Katie's didn't actually make a noise. So I've just found that interesting rather than positive or negative. Yeah, so I think just for next week I need to get that pace quickened up, and I'll slow it down so much because I was just worried I'd be coming out at a higher pace after dancing all day, but no, everybody can manage it, so that's grand. And just get through some more choreographic tasks and start setting some more things because they're